Sponsored by 666bet.com.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Eiffel Team in association with Macklin's Gym, Marbat and 666bet. Always make sure the phone's off, Quiggy. With me, I've got WBA Super Bantamweight Champion Scott Quigg. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah? I've spoken to you for ages.
Been hiding, haven't I? I've been training, not seen you.
Yeah?
So...
I ain't seen you. No, you've been
You're
in the
always
gym.
jet setting everywhere.
I know.
Can't be bad for you though.
It is what it is, isn't it? Right, Hidenori Otake.
Hidenori Otake.
Otake.
I think so.
Ranked quite highly in 3 of the top 4 world organisations. Yep. What do you know about him? How much have you seen of him?
I've read a lot on forums about him. He's quite highly respected. You know, some good things have been said about him. I've not seen much footage. You know, there's not much footage on him. The little bits we've seen on YouTube, he looks aggressive, come forward, and I'm expecting a tough fight. I'm expecting the toughest fight of my career.
There were a lot of opponents sort of being touted before Otake was named. Were you close to securing a fight with anyone else before this?
The only person that ever got confirmed was Otake. There was names that we were speaking to. For some reason, they couldn't be made. And Hidenori Otake was the only fight that's been confirmed, and that was 6 weeks ago. So, all good.
Every time I've spoke to you over the last sort of year, you know, you kind of think after this fight, you're looking for one of the big hitters in that weight division. It hasn't come yet. Has it been frustrating that? Because I know you want them fights.
Yeah, frustrating. It can be frustrating, but the main thing, you know, with me being out regular, Eddie doing a good job, you know, getting me fights, and you don't have, you know, after the last fight, we was hoping for, you know, a big name, but that's not happened. But because obviously you can't let that frustrate you and think about that when you've got an opponent in front of you, when this is what you've got to focus back on now. You know, yeah, we did want them names. In boxing, you know, things don't happen as quick as you want. You know boxing politics yourself, and it's just about them fights will happen, but I've got to stay focused and keep getting rid of people who keep getting put in front of me until them fights happen. But I am confident in the first quarter of next year that we will secure a big name.
Obviously, Hennessy Sports made it public that a $400,000 offer was made to Eddie Hearn for you to fight Kid Galahad in December in Dubai.
Yep.
What was your initial response to that, or reaction to that rather?
Nice offer, but again, there was nothing, you know, there was nothing behind it. You know, they said that's what they had the date. Whether they was going to fight me or not, that's when he were fighting in Dubai in December. Obviously there was other things that wasn't, you know, offered on the thing with the offer that come through. When we asked more questions, we kept getting less, you know, answers back, less time to respond, and then now there's no sign of Kid Galahad fighting on December the 6th in Dubai. So I don't know whether it was just to keep his name out there or whatever. But you know, they probably want a fight. But listen, the offer that they put out, it wasn't any. You know, there was nothing behind that, as you can see now.
I know when I've spoke to you about this fight months and months ago. Yeah. You were a little bit probably dismissive of the fight back then. When I was speaking to Eddie Hearn, he said that, you know, in the new year, that if the fight was over here, I think that he'd be interested in kind of making that fight at some point. Do you share that view?
It's, you know, it's a fight. Listen, it's a big fight. There's no, you want to be involved in big fights, but I want them big names. I want the ones, you know, who are world champions. You know, Cruz, Frampton, you know, Rigondo. They what I'm looking at now. You know, Galahad doesn't beat anybody, right? He's doing well. You know, he keeps winning, and he's going to go, and he's going to be moving up there. But I'm looking in, you know, at other world champions, and that's what my aim. My aim ain't to fighting Quigg Galahad on Channel 5 or in Dubai. Well, what's that going to get me? You know, I might get me a nice bit of money for knocking him out, but the fights I want is Frampton, Cruz, or Regondo.
What about Galahad in comparison to, say, your last 3 opponents, which have been Jamoy, Munyai, and who was before that? Oh, say, and this opponent here, Otake here. Otake, Munyai, and Jamoy. Yeah. What about Galahad in comparison to them? Because that's what people would say.
Well, you'd have to put him in with them and see how he does with them.
Yeah. No, but do you count Galahad as a less credible opponent than, say, your last 3 opponents, or more credible?
No one would have took Munyai when I took him. No one was fighting him. No one wanted to fight him. Yeah, and he was offered, and he'd been over in this. You could say he was weight training. No, it was a lot of rubbish. So he weighed exactly the same as me on the Tuesday. You know, people beforehand, Jamie Moore, other people behind the scenes, this guy was picking that there could be an upset. Yet when I go out and do what I did, there was nothing. You know, he was weight drained. It doesn't bother me, but Munyai was. You'd seen what he'd come over and done. You know, took the Askins out, took Martin Power out. No one wanted to fight him. No one would have took him on that notice that I did, and he was over here sparring. He'd been over here training. So when I go and do what I did, so you can say in comparison, but I'm not interested. At this minute, I'm not interested in anybody else except from Saturday night. So you know, not even Carl Frampton, not Santa Cruz, nobody, because it's all about Saturday night, and that's what I've got to do. Go and take care of business and not win, but win in style.
I know it's awkward interviewing you before a fight sometimes, because you're focused on your opponent this week, and people like me, idiots like me, ask you questions about potential fights, because that's what we have to do.
I don't see you that often, do I?
No, I know that, but it's just you. I'm not. I know you're. It's like with any fight. It's like, I interviewed Anamir Khan last night on the phone, and he's got Alexander, but then we're thinking ahead of Alexander. We're thinking Brook, Mayweather, what's going on. So it's kind of the same with you, talking to you about all these potential fights. Eddie Hearn said he would look to make you and Regondo next year, if it was right, and etc. etc. But I mean, you've got no fear. I mean, we know that. I think Regondo's quite easily identified as the standout super bantamweight in the world. Definitely. But you've got no qualm about going to fight him if the deal was right for you.
Yeah, if the deal was right for me, I don't fear anybody. The only thing I fear is losing, and that's why I get up every morning and put 100% into every day. You know, I don't cut corners, I live it, and as soon as I wake up every morning, it's just about making me a better fighter and making sure that I'm the best prepared I can be when I'm in that ring. I don't fear Regondo. He's an absolute exceptional fighter. You know, he's rightly so the number one. No one's come close to beating him. But believe me, the day I get in the ring with him, I'll get in that ring believing I'm going to win that fight.
What do you think? I know you're not a matchmaker or promoter. What fight do you think is more easier to make out of the 3 names mentioned, out of Santa Cruz, Frampton and Regondo? What do you think is the most realistic fight?
Santa Cruz.
Really? Yeah. But you having to travel over there?
Oh yeah.
Which you don't have an issue with at all? No. Do you think the Santa Cruz's fight is easier to make than the Frampton fight?
Yeah. Personally, I do.
Yeah. And what fight would you want out of the 3 of them if you could just have one?
The Frampton fight.
Yeah.
You know, I know everybody, the British public want that. I want that. You know, it's the biggest fight for both of us. You know, and I want to prove I'm the best. Okay.
Well, like I said, these are things for next year. But you know, from fan point of views, I mean, Eddie. I mean, we listen to a lot from what Eddie Hearn says about stuff with the McGuigans and Frampton, and he's sort of confident that at some point next year that fight could be made. And
I mean, to be honest with you, know, they've got fights what they've got to take care of with the Avalos.
Avalos, yeah.
And, you know, it's the fight has got to happen at some point. You know, we both keep winning, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. But as I said, it's Saturday night's the main one for me.
Okay. I saw Otake with a picture of you. A picture of you.
Yep.
Did you send him that?
Nope. He's probably printed that off Google Images. But
yeah. All right, no problem. And how's the chip shop going?
All good.
Yeah.
All good.
We were going to come to Bury. I think there was meant to be something in Bury a little while ago. I was looking forward to coming to having a bit of a battered sausage. You do that?
Battered sausage, battered black pudding.
Yeah.
No.
We'll have to pay for it now.
No, I would have
sorted
you
out.
out. Yeah.
At least a discount.
Yeah, I did. Nah, you would have got it free in a can of dandelion and burdock.
All right, no problem. All right, well listen, best of luck this week. Get the job out of the way, and then, like I said, I do generally want to see you in these, because I know that you want to have these fights, and you know, it's just there's politics and things behind the scenes going on where these fights haven't happened yet, but I know you want these fights, so.
All good.
All good, all good. All right, this is KUGAN CASSIUS with Scott Quigg for IFL TV. Thank you very much.
The Big Fight, sponsored by 666bet.com.